What is going on, everybody? I'm recording this like a week after the tournament actually finished, but realized I never actually recorded kind of a final thoughts video after the regional in Midwest City at Planet Bowl. So ended up went +5 for my cashier's round block with a 188 169 start. Finished in a tie for 24th. Started around 25th, so pretty much finished right where I started. And I could be upset with some of the peripherals. I could be upset that I dug myself a hole that I couldn't really get back out of in terms of challenging for top 16. But at the end of the day, I walked into that tournament knowing that I was not completely sharp, knowing that I had some kind of physical game gremlins that I had been fighting, and knowing before the first shot of qualifying started, knowing that I was going to be required to do some things, especially on the fresh, that I'm not super comfortable with, namely throwing it slow and throwing it dead up the lane in front of me. And with all of that, I finished in a tie for 24th out of 96 bowlers with some phenomenal bowlers in the field. Got money and got some good points for the PBA Southwest Invitational, which I believe I am like 200 points out of the cut right now. So I need another solid result in a few weeks down at Fort Sill in Lawton, Oklahoma. But all things considered, like, I was pretty thrilled with the result, and it's one of those things where sure, I could have done better. I missed like way too many makeable spares, so I've already been working on that since I got back home. But at the same time, could I really have asked for a whole lot more than that? Given that I hadn't practiced, given that I wasn't sharp, given that it was some stuff I wasn't comfortable with? No, I can't. It was a great outcome. So, as far as specifics and kind of just a little bit of commentary and feedback on the block from Sunday, there was a lot more urethane used, and I didn't really ever consider it as a possibility given how hard I had to work to even get my NV Tour to shape through the pins correctly. In retrospect, I probably could have given my 78 black a look in practice on Friday. I actually tested my new ones. I'm recording this the Sunday after the tournament, and so I actually was practicing today in Lawrence, tested out my new 78D black hammer. I drilled it 5-inch pin and pin on my VAL, so a 0-inch drilling angle / pin buffer. So that actually is really, really, really good. Significantly better than my old 78 black. So in retrospect, I probably could have given that more of a look in the practice session, and that would have given me the confidence to even consider it. Consider that at all when we were in warm-ups for Sunday. But yeah, just never really got comfortable to start on Sunday. Didn't sleep that great, so I was kind of tired. My back was a little stiff. I've got about 3 million excuses that I could make. People don't know how to use four-way stops, my goodness. I've got a bunch of excuses that I could make, but ultimately it comes down to me. I did not play them right on the fresh. I was not seeing them correctly. My angles are wrong, and I was throwing the wrong ball. So I tried to use my NV Tour for most of the first 2 games, where I went -40 or something like that. It was not good. After that, I got into my Extreme Envy, which I used for the last 3 games. Fought back to, I think of it like 192-0 or something like that, games 3 and 4, and then a really big like a 9 or 10 strike 247, I think was my game 5. So that got me up like 4 or 5 positions in the standings, which actually worked out really well. And like I said, got me back to right where I started. So lessons learned. I did kind of figure out a couple things that I hadn't been doing very well with my hand. Got a trick that I learned that's basically jamming my fingernails of my middle and ring finger like back against the back of the holes, and using that as a way to soften up my hand and make my ball be a little more even and rolly and not as sharp and aggressive off the end of the pattern. And I was able to do that very well the last few games of Sunday. The rest of it was just kind of peripheral stuff, not being sharp, and it is what it is at this point. So overall, very, very good result considering the circumstances. and have already made some progress on some of the stuff that I caught. And yep, excited for Fort Sill in a couple of weeks. So this will be going live, let's see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This will be going live on Thursday. Then I'll have the video tomorrow, Friday, from when I bowled League and Scratch League a couple of weeks ago. And then this coming week will be videos from Springfield, or from, see, I've got Edmond, which I did not make the cut, so that's a little bit shorter. And then some videos from Springfield doubles, which was back in August. So got those coming up. And then by the time I'm done with those, I will probably be back from the regional in Fort Sill down in Lawton, Oklahoma. And I will have some videos from that as well. And then just kind of keep plugging along. So thank you all for hanging out. Yeah, it's actually getting dark here, but the light's been pretty good, aside from the brake lights on my face right now for this video, so it worked out. But thank you all for coming along for the ride, both literally and metaphorically. And yeah, if you have any questions, comments, want to know my thoughts on what I could have done differently in certain situations or something like that, then definitely let me know. So till then, adios, y'all. Peace.